Hey everyone, my name is Paul Garrettson and I'm one of our graduate assistants here at the University of Memphis Cecil C. Humphrey School of Law. We wanted to make a short video for you, basically taking you on a tour throughout our law school, because obviously in this time it's impossible for you to be able to come into tour this school, and we want you to have the opportunity to see what might be your future home. So we're going to walk through the building today and I'm going to show you around. That way you can at least see and get a feel for what will be your future home coming up in August of 2020. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, so now we're in the inside of the law school in the main lobby area, and we just wanted to basically go over how this virtual tour was going to work for you today. So we're going to actually move after this segment into the student lounge area, and we're going to go through Wade Auditorium and then wrap up the first floor and the first floor of the library. Then we're going to move our way up to the fourth floor where we're going to see the Gordon Ball reading room and also talk about some different types of study options you're going to have, whether it be small group, private study options, or if you want to be in a large open area. Then we're going to move our way down to the third floor and see some small classroom, large classrooms. We're going to talk about the faculty wing. We're going to talk about the historic courtroom and small courtroom that we have for you. Then we're going to work our way into the second floor, and on the second floor we're going to go see another small classroom and a large classroom, as well as one of my favorite areas of law school, which is one of our outside courtyards. After all that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up back down here so we can basically just re-walk through everything that we've talked about today and why you should make Memphis Law your home in fall of 2020. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, so now we're in the student lounge here on the first floor of the law school, and we just want to stop by here for just a second so that you know and that you can see that we have a great area for you to come and to hang out with your friends either before, after, or in between classes. This area can be used for a lot of different things. Some students love to use this area simply as a place to take a load off and to relax. They don't worry about school. Other individuals like to use this area to study. It's not a quiet space, but it kind of offers what is that, maybe that coffee shop vibe for you where you got people talking in the background, and so some people like to study in that. There's plenty of tables in the back for eating your lunches at. We now have a new cafe in the very back as well, so if you ever want to come in here in the morning and get some breakfast, or you want to come by at lunch and get soup, salad, or a sandwich with a bag of chips and a drink, you can do that as well. Whatever you need, you can come down here and hang out in the student lounge and surely find it. Right outside the student lounge, we have our bookstore as well, so that's super convenient for you as a student to be able to go right outside the lounge and go into the bookstore to be able to purchase textbooks should you need them and want to purchase them from here at the law school, or maybe you just want to get a Snickers bar and a Gatorade like I do on a normal basis. Whatever you need, you can find it here in the student lounge and in the bookstore. Let's go ahead now and we're going to move into Wade Auditorium. All right, everyone, so now we're in Wade Auditorium. Wade is a place that's going to be especially important for you as an incoming 1L to Memphis Law. The reason being is this is actually where you're going to spend your first week of law school, basically learning about how to do law school. We have a great orientation program that Dean Aiden puts on, along with the peer mentors, the admissions office, and many other individuals to really make this first week a very special and important week for you. Our approach here at Memphis Law is not to simply drop you off and wish you the best and hope to see you in 3 years. Our approach is that we want to really surround you, welcome you in, and help you get acclimated to what is surely going to be a different system and a different environment than something that you're used to. So we're going to have professors come in and teach you how they want you to read through your case books, how they expect you to brief a case, how they expect you to talk about that case in class when they call on you. We're going to have individuals come in and teach you about how you should go about outlining and studying for your classes outside of the classroom. We're also going to have lunch opportunities set up with your peer mentors, which are going to be 2 and 3L students that are your mentors, that are individuals that are there to help you, to assist you, to guide you as you're here at Memphis Law. We've got a lot of great things going on during that orientation week. You also may end up having this room for a final. So I had a couple finals in here my 1L year, and that went pretty great. If you want to know where I sat at, it was just right back there in the back left corner to the left of me. So if you need to, have a good luck spot, then maybe that one will work for you. I don't know what I'm really saying with that. Anyway, moving on, this is a great and important area because during the year we have a lot of student organizations that will come in here and will host lunch activities. And so I think about some great events, for instance, that the Federal Society and the American Constitution Society have put on in here, in which they have lunches they'll throw with special event speakers coming in and talking to us. And so it's really great. It's a good also way to get some free lunch, and so that's always good as well. So now we're going to go ahead, we've talked about Wade, we're going to go ahead and move on now to the first floor of the library. So I'll see you over there. Hey everyone, so now we're in the first floor of the library. We're just going to be here for just a second, but I really wanted to mention this is a great spot for you to be able to come in. You have all these seated areas out here in the open. There's also some space in the back in which you can come in, you can sit down in a quiet space and really be able to focus in and study on your schoolwork. This is also an important area because you're going to have the opportunity during your 1L year to learn how to do legal research and writing, and a big part of that is, especially in the first semester, is coming into the library, which encompasses the basement all the way through the fourth floor, and learning how to go through the stacks, which is an incredibly important part of your legal education, because even though we have transitioned greatly over into what is an electronic search going through LexisNexis or Westlaw to find our relevant case law, it's still important to know how it used to be done and how some people still have to do it today. We have a great library here, and so it's going to be very important for you to learn how to use that and utilize that in your legal careers. I've actually already had to do that last summer when I was working at the Department of Homeland Security. We couldn't find a case online, and so I was asked to come over here and research through the stacks, and thankfully Memphis Law taught me how to do that and prepared me for a situation in which if I can't find it online, I've got to know how to find it in person. So I hope that you will consider the great advantages this library will serve for you. We have an incredible library staff here that will be able to assist you and help you and guide you throughout your career here. And so I just wanted to point that out for just a second. We're going to go now and head up to the fourth floor. We're going to show you the fourth floor of the library, which is our Gordon Ball reading room. And I think you're really going to like that, so I'll see you up there. Hey everyone, so now we're in the fourth floor of our law school in the Gordon Ball reading room, which is an extension of our library. I just wanted to show you this real quickly so you can see this great space that we have for you to be able to come and to sit down in a quiet space where you can study and think about all the things that you're going to have going on while you're here in law school. To the south of us in the south wing is the law review suite, and to the north of us in the north wing of the fourth floor you have more private study areas. So in that fourth floor north wing you're going to have some whiteboards, there's going to be private study rooms, a lot of Carol space in which you can go and sit down by yourself and study in. And we're not going to worry about showing you the north and the south wing today, but I really want you to get a visual and an idea of just how vast and large this space is for you. During a normal day and a normal week, you'd have a lot of students up here, all spread out throughout the library because, again, we have a lot of space here. And they're just sitting down and they're working through their schoolwork. And I believe that when you come in as a 1L in this upcoming fall of 2020, you're going to be able to sit down and find that space where you can focus in for yourself on all your studies. And I think it's going to be really great for you. So that's just the Gordon Ball reading room. We're going to go ahead now and head down to the third floor. So we're going to check out some really cool things down there. So I'll see you down there in just a second. All right, everyone, so now we're on the third floor, and we're going to now on this floor look at what is a small classroom, which is right behind me, and then we're going to head over into what is a larger classroom, and then the historic courtroom, and then we're going to go look at the small moot court courtroom. So we've got a lot to look at on this floor, so we're going to split it up a little bit. So we're going to start off here in the small classroom. So for myself, I actually am in a class right now in which every Wednesday we come and we meet inside this classroom, and that's for my medical legal partnership clinic with Professor Ramsey. And so we'll come in here, myself, 7 other of my peers, my professor, and as well as our staff attorney in the medical legal partnership clinic, and we sit down in here and we talk about our cases, what's going on with our cases, what's going on with our clients, and different things that we need to be focusing on and doing. And it's really a great opportunity to really just discuss real world issues for our clients, and I really appreciate that. You also may have this classroom used for a smaller seminar style class where you'll be writing maybe a paper, perhaps with a professor, you and a few other students. And so there's another example of a class why you would have it in here. We'll also have a pretty great view inside this classroom of downtown, so it's always pretty nice to be able to sit in here. And so I like that quite a bit. Also, right outside this classroom to the right, we have what is the faculty wing. And so after a class, should you ever be confused or you're wondering, why don't I understand that, or that topic is really confusing, I need to talk to somebody about it, you can go talk to your professor. The faculty wing is housed here on the third floor in the north wing of the school, and so really for you that's a great advantage, because after class ends you're able to walk right over to your professor and to talk to them about what it is that you maybe don't get, or maybe you understand something but you want to ask a few more questions on it to maybe even further your understanding. It's a great advantage that's there for you, as well as you get to build great relationships with your professors. I love our professors here. Yes, they are your mentors, and there's that professional barrier that is there, but very quickly they become your friends. In fact, for a few of them, I invited them to my wedding. We sit down, we talk quite often, just talking. What's up? How's life going? We talk about real world stuff, and that's really neat to be able to do that and to be in an environment when a law school in which professors, yes, they are your mentors and your guides, they also become your friends. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I really believe and I hope that when you come here, you will take it. If you take advantage of that, you will see how much better your law school experience will be by doing that. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to head over into the historic courtroom, and then we're going to go check out a larger classroom. So I'll see you inside the historic courtroom, which is right beside me. Hey everyone, so now we're here in the historic courtroom, one's on the third floor of our school. We really love this courtroom. Whenever I'm giving tours to prospective students, I love to show it off because really and truly, it's just magnificent, it's beautiful, and it also represents a lot of opportunity for you as you come to law school. So as a 1L, if you're interested in getting into litigation and being in the courtroom setting, we have a great 1L competition for you to participate in which you'll be able to argue in this courtroom as well as in our small moot court courtroom as well. If you get far enough in that competition, you'll find yourself in this courtroom in front of real judges arguing, which is a great advantage for you. Another thing I believe that these courtrooms that we have inside the law school, what they represent is potential jobs that may be waiting for you outside of school in the judicial context. And so what I mean by that is there are 37 students right now in the school, 37 that have not graduated yet, that have already been placed in judicial internships and externships. And so what that looks like is several of my friends that have already clerked for the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals or perhaps for the Western District of Tennessee. They've already got federal clerkships under their belt and they haven't even graduated yet. And on their resume, that looks really, really good upon graduation. And so I would encourage you to take advantage of being in a school in which is going to prepare you, not just in the classroom, but it's going to prepare you for the real world context. It's going to prepare you for what lies beyond. Memphis Law can do that for you. I think this courtroom is a great representation of that, and I hope that you will take advantage of that when you come to school here. So now we're going to go ahead and actually head off real quick to the small moot court courtroom before we show you a large classroom on this floor. So let's go ahead over there real quick. Hey everyone, so now we're in the moot court courtroom here on the third floor. So we've already talked about the judicial context and things that we can offer you, but really another advantage to that and another opportunity that we have for you is that we also have moot court and mock trial teams, travel teams that you can get involved with going into your 2L year that will take you to great places, right? So I have friends that recently this year went and competed in Philadelphia, New York, and Detroit. And so those are just a few examples of some teams that traveled and went and did pretty well for themselves. You can participate in that. You can get involved with that. And so I want to show off this room because this is a room in which those moot court and mock trial teams, they use this as a place of practice before they go out on competition. We use it for the in-school competitions as well. So that 1L competition I mentioned earlier, when you get into your 2 and 3L year, if you want to participate in our advanced moot court and mock trial competitions, you can also get involved in those, and you'll potentially argue in here in front of me, even potentially as I'm a member of the moot court board. Another thing I like to talk about when I'm in this room is just thinking about what the school does for its students. So this school took the time and the money to go ahead and set aside this room as a place in which students that are interested in litigation and working in that type of environment can really prepare for that. Another caveat to that is we also have the law review suite, which is on the 4th floor directly above us. The school set aside an entire suite, which is pretty expansive in the 4th floor, just for those students that are interested in law review and for growing in that kind of space in that area, setting them up for great potential and great opportunity beyond law school. Our school is all about making sure that you are well equipped when you go outside of the school, when you graduate from the school. And I believe when you come here in August of 2020, right off the bat, you're gonna find that to be very true. And I'm excited for you to see that. Now we're gonna go ahead and head off to the 3rd floor large classroom, and so we can show you that before we head down to the 2nd floor. So I'll see you over there. Hey everyone, so now we're in one of our large classrooms here on the 3rd floor, and I wanted to show you this real briefly just because as a 1L coming in, you're going to be split up into 2 sections. So your class size will look like about 130 people potentially, but your section size will be about 65 people. And so what that looks like is that you and 64, 65 other of your peers will be in a classroom like this, or even perhaps this one, and you'll sit down in classes like property or civil procedure, torts, things of the like, and so you'll have these 1L classes with those other individuals in a large classroom setting. You, your professor, and 64 other of your best friends, right? And it's going to be really great for you to get in that type of environment. Not all law schools have small sections. Not all law schools have the opportunity to have smaller class sizes for you. Yes, 65 people may seem like a lot, But really, as you go on through your law school career, it starts to dwindle down into where you get into classes in which maybe you only have 15 people. So for instance, my national security law class, we met in a smaller classroom because we only had 15 people in that class. My health law survey class, we had 17 people in that class, right? And so your class sizes start to vary. My conflicts class that I'm in right now, we've got about 25 to 30 people in that class. So not all classes will always be 65 to 70 people, but I also believe that those 65 to 70 people classes are a great advantage to you because you're going to be in a full classroom with a lot of other people that are all challenging each other to be the very best that we can. And I think that as a 1L, you're going to see that, you're going to be able to participate in that, and I really look forward to you being able to do that. So we're now going to go actually down to the second floor classroom directly below this. It's another large classroom just because I want you to be able to see that space. So let's go check that out real quick. Hey everyone, so now we're directly below where we just were in the third floor. We're now here on the second floor in another large classroom. I love this classroom. I love the size of it, how it feels big and airy, and there's a lot of space in here. So this is another example of a classroom during your 1L year in which you'll definitely have a class in, and so that, again, that might look like civil procedure or torts or contracts, property, criminal law, something of that nature. And so this is going to be a classroom which you're going to come in and have those in here. And I really enjoy these classes also because, and just class in general at the law school, because something that we have a great advantage of here at Memphis Law is that all of your classes are going to have audio and visual recording. And so what that looks like basically is that the goal is obviously you come to class every day. There's a strong correlation between students that do well and don't do well, and that comes down to who's showing up in class, right? But we understand also that you may very well get sick, right? You may have something come up in your life, and so for instance, for me last semester, my dad had a heart attack, and I was out of school for about a week while I was in Nashville with him at Vanderbilt. And so that was a difficulty. I was not able to be in class. I was far more concerned about my dad and his health. But we here at Memphis Law also want you to be able to not fall behind. And so as long as you let your professor know what happened and what was going on, and whether that be, again, that you're sick or maybe you have a family member that's sick, email your professor, get in touch with them. They want to take care of you. They want to make sure that you are learning still. And so I would just, the reason I talk about that is because I want you to know that that resource is there for you, right? Also rely on your friends. This semester I had a bad bout of luck whenever my hard drive crashed on my laptop. I lost everything. I thought that I was surely going to fall way behind because I lost all my notes, all the study guides, outlines, things that I've been working on were all gone. But I had friends that wanted to take care of me, and even people that I'm really not even close with that were like, hey, here's notes. That's a terrible situation. It's not your fault. Don't fall behind. We have a great environment here is basically what I'm getting at. We are a family, we work together, and we work together so that we can all be the very best that we possibly can be. And I hope that when you come here to Memphis Law, you will see that and that you will thrive in that kind of environment. So now we're going to go ahead and head off to a small classroom. I just want to show you a smaller classroom that we have for you on the second floor. And then we're going to go talk about career services, the second floor of the library, and one of my favorite spots, our outside courtyard. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so now we're in a smaller classroom here on the second floor. I wanted to point this classroom out because when you get into that 2L and 3L year class size, right, that's when things are really going to start to change, because instead of being with a class of 65 people, you may find yourself in a class, for instance, like me with National Security Law, you got 15 people in this classroom with General Harvey. So I just want to show you that so you understand that your class size will fluctuate and change depending on the classes that you take, and so this is an example of that in a classroom that you would have for that. Audio-visual recording is still a thing in all of our classrooms, and so again, if you are sick or you have something come up with family, let your professor know about that. Also, all of our classrooms, including the small classrooms, are all outfitted with Microsoft Outlook, and so all of your professors will be able to log on really quickly to pull up all their PowerPoints and everything that they have to show you. That also means, though, you as a student, if you ever have a presentation, or if you ever have something, maybe you want to get a study group together with some friends, or perhaps you're in a student organization and you have a general body meeting, you can also come to these classrooms, log on to any one of these computers, and pull up all your stuff through the Microsoft Cloud. So it's a really great advantage for you here. We're up to date on all of our technology. We spent a lot of money making sure that this school was not just something that looked good, but actually functioned in a great way, right? And so we're really thankful for that, and I just hope that you'll be able to take advantage of that as you come in as a 1L. So let's go ahead, we're going to head out of this classroom real quick now. We're going to go ahead and start talking about career services, the second floor of the library, and we're going to get ready to wrap up this tour. Let's go ahead and head over there. All right, so now we're right outside of career services, and so I just want to talk about them for just a second. The person I have recording this today has mentioned that I've said the word advantage a whole lot in all of these recordings, and she's right. The reason I've said advantage a lot is because you will have great advantages when you're here. And one of those is career services. Career services is a great place for you to be able to come to as a 1L and to really get great advice on resume building, on how to write a cover letter. Because here's the thing, in the legal world, the resume that you have, the cover letters you may have been writing may not be what is being looked for, right? Or what attorneys and legal professionals are seeking for with those resumes and those cover letters. Things change. I finished my graduate degree and I thought coming into law school, well, surely my resume, my cover letters, all that is fine. Turns out it really wasn't. You have to change things up because people, attorneys, legal professionals are looking for things that are different than anything you may have been experiencing before. And so career services is going to help you out in making sure that your resume, your cover letter, everything you have put together is fine-tuned to the specific jobs that you're applying for. And that's going to be a great thing for you to take advantage of going into your 1L year, throughout your 1L year really. And also, really, if we're being honest, through the entirety of your law school career. I can't tell you how much of an advantage has been for me as a student, as a 2L going on to being a 3L, to have individuals that know what they're talking about and are able to help me grow and be able to get those jobs. So last summer I worked at the United States Department of Homeland Security. This summer I've accepted a position with the Department of Justice. A lot of that is due to the individuals in the school, not just career services though. My professors. I think of Professor Danny Shafson, who is over the externship program here and has really hooked me up with and set me up with people that are just so instrumental in what is going to be my future. I think about a lot of my friends that have been set up for great success already as 2Ls for their future beyond law school, because we have professors here, we have career service counselors here, we have administration here that want to see our students succeed, and that for you is going to be a great thing for you to take advantage of and to have that opportunity placed right before you. So I just want to talk about that for just a second. Also, to the right of career services, down through this hallway, you have the administrative wing. And so that's where you'll find me in the admissions office, as well as the rest of our admissions staff here. You'll also find Dean Aiden, Dean Wilson, Dean Shafson. You'll find everyone that you need for administrative concerns right through that hallway. And so when you come to school here, just know that our administrative staff, they're also accessible for you right there. Now we're gonna go check out one of my favorite parts of the law school. It's gonna be right this direction, to the northern courtyard. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so we're out here just for a quick second. I wanted to show you this courtyard area, mainly because of the great view that we have at your disposal for you to come and see. I love to come out here when the weather's nice and eat lunch. I can study out here also with friends or by myself. During the 4th of July, there's a fireworks show, the fireworks display that happens right across the river, so you can come up here on the 4th of July and see that and do that up here. So I just want to show you this really quickly. We're going to go ahead now off to the second floor of the library. I just want to talk about that for just a quick second, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this tour up. So I'll see you over there. All right, so now we're here, second floor of the library. Just want to talk about this for just a second so you can see some of the things we have for you. So we have carols set up throughout the library here, not just on the second floor, but as well as on the third floor, in which you can come, sit down, have a private space for just you to work on your schoolwork. We also have computers set up to these carols, and so should you ever need to use one of those, either for printing purposes, or let's say you had a tragic accident with your computer in which it may be fried, or the hard drive got wiped like mine did, you can still use one of these computers here to sign in with your Outlook account. Or maybe perhaps you just forgot your computer at home, or you didn't charge it, or you don't have your charger with you. Again, you can take advantage of these computers that we have for you. We've got printing on this floor as well. And you see the library stacks behind me, as well as several study rooms and a couple smaller classroom areas as well for you to have at your disposal. So that's really wraps up the second floor of the library. The third floor is very similar in that a lot of carol space. You got private little study area up there. And so we also have our Dean's Fellows and Writing Fellows that you should take advantage of. So the Writing Fellows are on the third floor of the library, and the Dean's Fellows are on the fourth floor of the library. Great things that you're going to learn more about as you come here, but basically all you need to know about them right now is that these Deans and Writings Fellows are individuals that are students that have worked very hard to be able to teach you and help tutor you in different ways regarding different areas of your 1L experience. And so I really hope that you will take advantage of those opportunities as they present themselves. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to head back outside and wrap this tour up, and then you can go ahead and get ready to come here in the fall. So I'll see you outside. All right, so that basically concludes our tour for today. I understand, obviously, that this is not ideal, and we would much rather you be here in person with me. taking a tour so you can see all of it in its full glory and magnificence. I love this school so very much. I'm so very thankful that I decided to come to Memphis Law and take advantage of all that it has to offer for me. Right, we've got the best facility in the country. I haven't mentioned that today, but we again have the best facility in the country, and I think it's very evident why. We have a huge space, a beautiful space that's been put together so that you, the student, have everything you could possibly need at your disposal. We're a stone's throw away from courthouses. We're a stone's throw away from some great private law firm jobs, great government jobs, anything that you could want to possibly be involved with in the legal field. We have it here for you at Memphis Law, and we're so excited about the idea of you coming here in the fall of 2020, and I hope and I pray that you will come and that you will take advantage of this opportunity that we have here for you. I'm excited to see you in August. Can't wait to get to meet you. If you have any questions, please reach out to our mission staff, give us a call, send us an email. We'd love to talk with you more in helping you make your decision to finally commit to coming to Memphis Law in 2020. See you later.